December 15th, and we are live on our Hangout. It's unbelievable. We're halfway through the last month of 2014. We're 10 days away from Christmas, and it's just crazy to me in retrospect, thinking about how quick, how fast this year went by. And I just got to ask, we should all be asking ourselves, in preparation for 2015, did we accomplish the goals we set out for ourselves in 2014? And did we even have goals set for 2014 is a better question, because if you're not setting goals, how are you going to accomplish anything? It's like going on a road trip without a map. How are you going to get somewhere if you don't know what direction you're heading? And goals is kind of your way of creating a roadmap for your life. And I guess that is kind of what I want to talk about on this real estate wholesale training video today. We're not going to have Paul joining us, unfortunately. He passed away over the weekend. No, he didn't. I'm just kidding. And that's not really a funny thing to joke about. But yeah, I want to talk about goals today. But before I get into that, I just want to congratulate the team for a job well done. We're going to be closing on 2 deals before Wednesday this week, which I'm freaking excited about, because I'm about to take off on a vacation. A buddy of mine is getting married in Vegas. We're going to drive up there on Thursday. It's about a 4-hour drive from Phoenix here, and I'm just flat out excited, and I'm excited that I'll be closing some business before leaving town, because pretty much I would say after Thursday this week, Paul's out of town. He's up in Tahoe. Mark is out of town. He's over in Egypt doing some amazing stuff. Lachlan, he's in town here. I'll be giving him a call today and get his butt into the office to try to close out the last week that this company will be doing business this year, and hopefully get something under his belt before Christmas. And Brian, he's out there hustling every day. And we had somebody who joined the team and then disappeared, so I don't know where they're at. And I actually want to thank a great friend of mine, AJ, who came out with me in the field yesterday. We looked at a dozen properties together, and me and Paul have been sending a message out there to the universe and to the people who join us on these Hangouts daily. We have found the next city where we're going to be noodling. So my buddy AJ presented the opportunity. He wants to take this to where he's at. So property noodling is going to be going live and in full effect by April of 2015 in Denver and Colorado Springs area. So we're flat out excited, and we've already got a team getting lined up out there, and we're laying the groundwork and the initial marketing and research development portion of that business right now. So we have found the noodler in the other city. And actually, because of who this person is that's joining the team, he's already a successful businessman. He's an older gentleman. He's a retired airline pilot, fascinating guy. He's been all over the world. He's in sales. He's in marketing. He's already had a business, so he's savvy. So we should be able to develop really quick out there. So we are still looking for somebody from another city to give us a call, bring us out. Let's get out there and let's set you up in another city. That could be any major market in the United States, is what is on our radar. Wherever that opportunity presents itself, I will follow, and Paul will as well. And we are looking for our other noodler. So someone in the Phoenix market who wants to wholesale real estate, doesn't have to have any experience whatsoever. In fact, we prefer the less experience, the better, to come on and give us email us at propertynoodlers@gmail.com, and let's connect, and let's get together, and let's get you started and getting you out there and getting yourself your first deal. So with that, being it's the end of the year here, halfway through the last month. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my camera so I can be in the screen and sitting more comfortably. I want to talk about goals today a little bit, and I want to talk about the importance that you have a goals set, your 2015 goals set. You should be thinking about those goals and setting those goals now. And as I talked about on earlier Hangouts, I cannot, I'm not a fan of the whole idea of a New Year's resolution, only because most every person I know, and I've been guilty of this myself, they don't stick to New Year's resolutions. Every year they've got, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. They get all pumped up. They wait to January 1st. Right now they're thinking about what their New Year's resolution is, but they're going to wait till January 1st to get started. And within 2 weeks of the new year, maybe even some people make it 30 days. And if you make it 45 days, you're ahead of 98% of the people out there. But most people don't follow through with their New Year's resolution. They probably don't go more than 30 days into it. And I think the reason for that is that you should be making life resolutions. If there's something about you that you want to change, two things need to happen. Number one, you need to do it now. You need to write it down, what your goal is. You need to write down what it is about yourself that you want to change. You write it down now and start. And number two is work on it now. Do it now. There's no reason to wait till after the first of the year to get started on whatever it is that you want to change, or whatever your new goal is, or whatever your new habit you want to create is. There's no better time than right now, right this minute, December 15th. And I was talking with Paul about this. What I would suggest doing, besides, coming up with a couple of things that you want to accomplish this year, just some examples. I have my goals already in mind, with deadlines to these goals of what I want to accomplish in the wholesale real estate business. By April, I want to be in Denver, flipping properties in Denver. By January, by the end of this year, I want to have between now and January 1st, 3 deals closed and escrow opened on 3 more deals. So 3 deals closed, 3 deals in escrow by the end of this year. So I've got to think, I've only got 15 days left. I'm leaving on a trip on Thursday, and I'm not going to be back working until after Christmas. So I pretty much got about 3 days to get this deal going. So you know what? I'm going to take action today. I've got 3 days, and then I come back, and I'm not going to be back to work till after Christmas. So I've really got about maybe 6 days of left of this year that I'm actually going to be working. So it's do it now. Do not wait. The word procrastination needs to be removed from your vocabulary, So with that being said, have some goals set. What do you want to accomplish between now and the end of the year? And then start setting some goals for 2015. And instead of waiting to implement the action steps necessary to make those goals happen, start right this minute in making those goals happen. And another thing I want to mention, and I got this idea from a mentor of mine. I don't know him personally, but he's got a lot of awesome material online about wholesaling and personal development. He's got a great blog, and I really enjoy him. Is a guy named Preston Eli, however you pronounce his last name. A lot of those in the wholesale world already know who he is, but he's a guy that actually his Wake Up Wealthy program, when I got into that, changed my life. I mean, just the mere fact of getting into new habits, success habits, and goal setting, it's revolutionary. That's why Paul and I talk so much about mindset, because your mindset is absolutely everything. It's pivotal. It's key that you're in the right frame of mind. And one of the ideas and concepts that I got from Preston through his Wake Wealthy program, which I've applied to my life, and it's made a huge difference, is, and I'll share this with you. I won't go too into detail about the personal side of it, because it's what's personal to me. But think about what your goals are for next year, right? And visualize where you hope to be this time 1 year from today. So, for example, I see myself 1 year from today at this time sitting down doing this hangout with you, and I have successfully moved the property noodler system into 3 major cities across the United States. I've done $1.2 million in flips in the Phoenix market alone. I've got a team of 5 people running my wholesale business in the Phoenix market, and I've got 3 more teams of 5 people in 3 major cities in the United States set so that each city can be closing $1 million, $1.2 million in flips in those cities by the end of 2016. So my goal is to have all those things in place, and visualize yourself where you want to be a year from now. And then sum that all up with one word. And last year, my word for 2014 was new beginnings. I was going through a lot of personal stuff in my life last year, major things that changed, that actually in 2013, about October, major things shifted and changed in my life. And going into 2014, having my goals set and where I wanted to be, I summed up and I added to my morning affirmations that 2014 would be my year of new beginnings. And I started a weight loss. I actually lost, I was almost 220 pounds. I'm now weighing 177. So one of my goals was to maintain a weight of 180. And that was a new beginning, to get into a lifestyle of eating healthy, of exercising daily, of getting up every morning without hitting the snooze button, and looking in the mirror and telling myself I'm great and doing affirmations and all that stuff. And I stuck to that. And I would say it revolutionized, changed my life. And that was 2014 was my year of new beginnings. Okay. And the reason I bring this up is because you need to think about a word that's going to sum up the kind of year you want to have. Okay. And as part of my journey last year is, I had my ups and like everybody else, I had my downs, and then I had my flat points. Okay. And I had an amazing opportunity to look back recently over the course of my year, my ups, my downs, my flat points, my plateaus. And what I did is I looked at when I was feeling the best, when I was having my most ups, when I was closing the most business, when I was acquisitioning the most properties and closing the most sales, and I was having my best parts of the year. I really stood back and I looked at the things that I was doing at that time, but more importantly, I was looking at the things that I wasn't doing at that time. Okay. So when I was feeling the best, doing the best, what was it that I was doing at those times? Those were the times when I was actually focusing on my goals every morning, when I was doing my affirmations, where I was getting up and exercising in the morning and eating healthy that day, and going through long periods of doing that. And then I had the opportunity to also look back over the year and look at those times where I wasn't closing so much business, where I was feeling a little bit down and things were progressing at a slow rate, and reflect on, okay, at those times, what was I doing? And more importantly, what was I not doing at those times? And it was, when I sat back and I reviewed my year in that way, and I looked at how I felt and the results that were coming at me, and I questioned myself, and I looked at what I was doing and what I wasn't doing. And I realized, the year of new beginnings for me was just that. It was a year this was a year of starting over my life, pretty much reflecting, building my business, and then taking the time now at the end of the year to review that. And I realized, and you will too, the things that you need to be doing on a daily basis to ensure your success and ensure that you feel good and that you look good and that you're healthy and that you're clear mind and you're focused. You've got to realize that some of those things that you need to do daily, they're not easy. Some of the things are quite difficult, but you've got to realize and make a list of the things that you need to be doing on a daily basis to ensure your success. But I say this too, more importantly than the things you need to be doing, you've got to actually look at the things that you should not be doing. Like, a big one, a couple of close friends of mine that I've kind of moved myself away from. I love these people. They're hilarious. We have a great time, but they're heavy drinkers. Okay. That's something that, for me, I'm not claiming I was an alcoholic or anything like that, but I'm a guy that could drink to a little bit of excess. And that's something I wiped out of my life because I realized, if I'm out partying all night, yeah, I might be making some connections at the bar or meeting somebody and having a great talk and, having a couple drinks, but then a hangover the next day. How can I effectively go out and close business and run my operation here 110% like it needs to be done if I have a diminished capability the following day because I went out drinking? Now, that's just a small example, but that's just one example. But so we need to make a list of not only the things that we need to be doing, but the things that we need not to be doing. What are your bad habits that you want to eliminate, and what are some good habits that you should be doing that you're not, and incorporate those into your life. And so with this reflection in mind, and last year being my year of new beginnings, and I know now, and having the goal set and your roadmap set so you know where you want to go, it's not easy. It isn't. It's quite challenging to stick to new habits and stick to a routine that ensures success. So, I've decided that this year is the year for me, 2015, and for me is the year of the warrior. Because I know in order to be successful and get to where I want to be and keep up on this new beginning, on this new life that I began to create for myself, that I have to be a warrior. I have to constantly, every morning, fight all the old ways and all my old habits in order to stick to those new habits that I created for myself. So I've got to be in a warrior mentality, and got to be in warrior mode. So 2015 for me is going to be the year of the warrior. And I urge you guys out there to kind of take some of what I'm saying today. I hope you took some notes on the basic concepts that I'm talking about today. And that is that you want to create a roadmap of success for yourself. Start out by making goals of things you want to accomplish between now and New Year's. And then where do you visualize yourself by the end of next year? What are your goals? And then contemplate on these things. You should be thinking about your goals for a minimum of 20 minutes every morning. Every morning, the first thing I suggest you do is you wake up and you look at your list of goals. And then you look at your list of the habits you want to create for yourself and the new routine that you want to have for yourself. And you also look at the habits you want to eliminate. And you focus on these things for about 20 minutes every morning to start your day. Get yourself started thinking about those goals that you want to accomplish and visualize yourself being in that place you want to be this time next year. And you know what? Don't wait till January 1st to get started. Start today. There's no better time than right now to get started. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end this. It's 8:50. So I'm going to end it as we always do by saying, "O universe, I ask not for more riches, but for more wisdom with which to make better use of the riches given to me at birth through the power to control and direct my own mind to whatever ends I may desire." We're going to be back here Wednesday morning. Paul's going to be joining us, and I urge you to take action. Have a great day, and I'll see you on Wednesday.